Okay guys, in this video I'll be talking about how you can deal with hair loss grief. It's something that I went through as well. I'm sure it's something that you guys are going through. It's something that every single guy who's thinning or losing their hair is likely to be going through, and I'll tell you how I overcame this and how you can too, because I know how much of an impact worrying about your hair can have on your life. So what is hair loss grief, you might ask? So for me, hair loss grief is when you mourn and reminisce about the hair that you used to have before you start the thinning. Maybe you think back to all the styles you used to have, all the compliments you used to get if your hair was a big part of your identity. Or it might even be just the fact that you never used to worry about your thinning hair because you had a full head of hair. And you're mourning the loss of that, and you want to get back to those days where you didn't worry about your hair multiple times during the day, where you didn't want to feel like shit because your hair was thinning. So you need to remember, hair loss grief is very, very normal. And I think it affects those particularly who have only just started to notice that their hair is thinning. Maybe you've had a comment from someone about how your hair is looking thin in a certain area of your head. Maybe you've seen a photo of your hair and you can see the light shine down to your scalp where it never used to before. You start panicking, you start Googling hair loss reversal methods. Your world gets turned upside down because you've only ever known up until this point in your life to have hair, a full head of hair. That hair has been part of your identity. Your world gets turned upside down. You start stressing about your hair, and there's a 180, and it all happens very, very quickly. You start to panic, okay? You start to panic. You start to worry about things which you never used to worry about. Does that sound familiar? I know it does for me. The exact same process happened to me, and I know it probably is for you as well. All of this is part of your hair loss grief because you are mourning the loss of your hair, and you know that your hair, no matter how much you try to believe it, is going to carry on getting thinner and thinner. So what is the first step of dealing with this? So the first and most important step you need to make is to have a very difficult conversation with yourself about how your hair isn't coming back. I never bullshit you guys and tell you, strategies that may not work or a bit fluffy. I always just tell you what I went through. I try and tell you the truth directly. You need to have a very difficult conversation and accept the fact that your hair isn't coming back. It probably is likely to thin further, and that you need to just accept the situation that you're in. By doing this, you overcome the first and biggest hurdle in your hair loss journey. Because once you accept the fact that you are in the situation you are in, and that in order to overcome any grief and anxiety you have about your hair, you need to accept the situation that it's not coming back. It's not going to be like how it used to be. And once you accept this, it makes the next step easier. So the next step is to stop using all the methods and strategies you're doing to hide or cover up your hair loss. For me, this was wearing baseball caps and using shampoos which were thickening shampoos, okay? Things like Alpacin, which sort of promised to make your hair look thicker, which promised you to stop your hair from thinning out. None of it worked, guys, okay? And I think by using those products, not only are they offering you a false sense of reality, you are giving yourself artificial confidence by using these products because you are not fully accepting the situation that you're in. You are relying on those products to give you confidence when really you should be relying on your inner self and the fact that you've accepted the situation and that you're confident with your thinning hair in order to give you real confidence and not relying on these products, which are ultimately preying on your insecurities. Because by using these products, you are in a way still grieving for your previous hair because you want your hair to be like how it was before. So if you're still using these products, there's no way that you can actually move forward with your hair loss journey. And the final step for me for overcoming my hair loss grief was to shave all my hair off. In a way, it sort of gave me a new identity. By shaving off all my hair, I felt like I was shaving off all my hair loss worries. I was liberating myself from worrying about thinning hair, and in a way it felt like I was parting ways with my grief. I was leaving it in the past by shaving it all off. There was nothing to hide with my bald head once I shaved it off. I wasn't covering anything up. I parted ways with my old hair, and I fully stepped into a new journey with my bald, shaved head. And I think only once you finally shave your hair will you realise how much something so insignificant was affecting you. It's only hair at the end of the day, guys. And for grieving over something like that is, especially if it's taken a big toll on your mental and physical health, is not worth it, guys. So follow those 3 steps, guys. I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time.